What if the interview is just the beginning of an ongoing conversation? Over the weekend, I had this awesome opportunity to witness my daughter playing with one of her friends, and they've been friends for a while now. And they were trying out something new. They were trying out these little scooters, these little step scooters. And they were trying each other's out because one had a different one. And it was really cool that they've known each other for a while now. They play almost every day together. And yet the questions, the curiosity that each one was posing for questions about, oh, I didn't know you like that. Why do you like that? Did you always like that? They were talking about colors and shapes and different kind of rides, bikes, all these different kind of things. And it got me to thinking about a really cool next lesson to take away from the Help Them Grow or Watch Them Go, Bev and Julie's book that I'd really highly recommend for everybody, about how we can put that into practice. How can we put curiosity into practice, just like my daughter and her friend had? Taking that first interview, and what if we took that first interview in the engagement that we had and the enchantment that we had when we were about to bring on a new team member, and kept those conversations and curiosity continue to evolve over time? What if we kept having conversations to identify what the interests are, what the desires in the career are, what the next steps could be, and using hindsight as a way of seeing what's worked well, what kind of feedback can we give from the employee's perspective as a leader, what kind of perspective can we give to say, okay, let's looking back, what worked well, what can we still improve on, what are you wanting to improve on, what areas are you wanting to grow, and having that curiosity that just leads to so many different conversations. So having those initial conversations where you're so curious and fascinated about accomplishments and lessons learned, and carrying that through in subsequent conversations. There's a really cool activity. There's so many cool activities and questions. One of my favorite activities from this particular chapter is the never-ending interview, and having that conversation ongoing, and questions, looking back and what do you feel strongly about that worked out well? What do you feel strongly that can work well? What do we want to try to do well? I love this question. What if you applied the curiosity you bring to first interviews to ongoing conversations with employees throughout their careers? What if you didn't know everything you think you know about your employees? And what would that look like having succession planning conversations, employee retention, employee engagement conversations, development conversations? How much better could those look, and how much healthier could those environments be, and psychologically safe environment be, if you actually continued with the curiosity? So I want to challenge you to reach out to your team members this week. We've already had a couple action items already. Hope you're building on those. Building on those, we're going to use that this week about asking with curiosity to our team members where they're at now, using hindsight, what's worked well, what hasn't worked well, what do you want to do with that information, giving them valuable feedback that actually helps them grow, and then setting a plan moving forward to continuing that conversation. We'd love to hear your feedback on that. If you've used this before, if you've used this technique before and this practice before, please share it in the comments or reach out to me with any kind of questions. And be sure to pick up this book, Help Them Grow or Watch Them Go. I'll put it down in the comments too. Again, raise your hand if you're perfect. Me neither. So let's grow. Be well.